Hi guys, so welcome to this video where the theme is where are you lying to yourself? And I will say there's a general, in each pile there's a general reading and there's a love reading. So if the general reading doesn't fit, maybe the love part does. So I'm gonna put the love parts in, like timestamps for that in, how do you say that? this sign in the description box below. So there's a timestamp and then there will be this, and within that a timestamp for the love reading in that pile. I hope that makes sense. Anyhow, so it's a general reading. It's not your specific energy I'm tuning into, so it might not be everything that fits. It's not necessarily, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just here to, ruffle your feathers, give you a different perspective, maybe giving you something that you need to hear to make a decision or look at your life in a different way. And the theme of this video is so where are you lying to yourself, or at least where you're not being like totally truthful, right? So we got 4 piles. We got the yin and yang. We got, this is stars and in a line, so it's kind of like the fates. This is a crossroad sign, and this is the treasure map. With a cross here. So if you haven't picked your pile yet, put the video on pause because I'm gonna jump to pile number 1 now. So pile number 1, you chose this yin and yang symbol, the symbol of balance. So let's take a look at where you're lying to yourself. This is to throw you off because the topic of this pile is the other side of the coin, of the rock, and that is a puzzle piece. So I'm very excited to see what that is. Maybe we can like put it together, the puzzle piece that you need to create balance, right? For the yin and yang, the masculine and feminine energy. So let's take a look at what we got here. Let's see if we can figure out where you're lying to yourself, or at least where you're not being totally honest. I want to do these 2 first. There are some love cards. I think I'm going to do those last, but let's see here. Strategy. Journal log, it says. And there's a compass here. And what's that called? That the sailors used to look far ahead. And there's a key as well. Opening something here. And coins. A treasure. So I feel like there's something here about, to me also the feather here is a pen, right? Writing your truth, going towards your true north, looking through that spyglass, I think it's called, and to where you want to go. Like that's that phrase of how do you say that? Reaching for the moons and landing with the stars. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something you have to, there's a true north, there's something lying ahead, there's something somewhere you need to, with the spyglass, you're already seen it, but it's kind of like, it feels like it's too far away for you to do anything about it. So there might be something missing in your life and you feel like, well, I can't really do anything about it anyways because it's too far away, or it's not going to happen, or I'm not qualified for it, or whatever it is, right? Very interesting. And cornucopia, that's abundance, right? Let's see what else we got. This one, let's do that. Acceptance. This is very interesting, you guys. I'm very intrigued in what this is gonna be panning out to be. What this is gonna tell us. Let's do this one. Travel. Your life purpose involves traveling. Remember, this is a general reading, so it's not necessarily true, but also this card also indicates, that's what I wanted to say. This card also indicates you working from home. Your business being online, and therefore you can travel if you want to with your business. So for some of you, there might be something about, again, it's a general reading. For some of you, there might be something about work here, right? With this, that's what's missing in your life, that thing that you really want to do, but somehow I feel like you don't think you can do it, or that you're not up for it, that you're not skilled enough, whatever it is. Or maybe because we got that, you already got it in the spyglass, you already got it in your vision, and you are heading there. But again, this is a reading about where you're lying to yourself. So it's you're putting up obstacles for yourself is what I'm feeling here. Let's see what else we got. This is so interesting, you guys. Let's do these first. And Spirit, time to collaborate. We got the puzzle pieces again here, you guys. And I like this card. There's a lot of mirroring here, so there might be another person you have to partner up with, maybe. Hawk Spirit, let Spirit be your guide. Moth Spirit, surrender now. Moth is a night creature, right? Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. I like the dolphin. They're so creative and playful. That energy it's wonderful. Canary Spirit, sing your own song. Yes, I feel for some of you there's definitely a message of opening up your own business, maybe online or maybe in another country. And maybe you've been offered a job in another country. Not necessarily your own job, but your own business. But there's something here about, because you got that sing your own song, there's something about, for some of you, that's your own business, right? Singing your own song. And for others of you, that might just be a job somewhere else. It's just that it's the right job for you, but someone might have offered it to you, or you got it inside, you really want to do this. Let's say you want to be an actor, right? And you're like, but I've never been to acting school and stuff like that. But there's plenty of famous actors that's never been to acting school. For some people, it's very, it falls naturally, right? That doesn't mean you don't have to practice and do something, but some actors, like there's this Danish actor it's in Vikings. What's his name? I forget. But he played the evil brother. In real life, he's not evil at all. I don't know. I never met him, but I've seen interviews of him, and he seems very nice. But he tells us in interviews that he doesn't have any training. He just got kind of thrown into it, and he grew in this acting part, and that's how he started his acting career. So there's tons of these stories about people like musicians. How do you say that? Musicians. And other careers, like I'm a therapist. I work as a therapist, but I don't have the education. I have the life knowledge, right? That's what I can give my clients. But I don't have that education that a psychologist would go through. So there's something here, definitely with work. Again, it's a general reading, so take what resonates, right? And something about that puzzle piece coming again, mirroring. And I feel there's this strong feeling here of masculine and feminine energy. I feel that because we have the mirroring and we have the balance here. Let's see what else we got. So we can put this together. That's the love card. Let's do those last. Crown chakra. Awaiting results. Detach. Daydream and decisions. Let me just get a feeling here, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go moving forward with this job theme, and then I'm gonna take a look at the love theme afterwards. Okay, so what I really feel here is there's a lot about the job opportunity, because there's acceptance and surrender now, right? Let Spirit be your guide. It's kind of, and time to collaborate could also be collaboration with Spirit. So there's kind of like you're holding yourself back is what I'm feeling. And with this and that are true, saying that yes, what you are telling yourself is true, but the other option is also true. So, for example, you found your dream job and you really want to do that, but you feel like you can't leave this country. So it's true that you can't leave this country, and it's true that you can leave this country. I know that sounds contradictory, but meaning that you create your own timeline. So if you stay in the country, you miss out on a job and you continue on the timeline you're on right now, and something else would show up in your life. Or you switch your timeline, you make a decision and you move out of the country, even though you have this excuse that you can't do that. Let's say you have kids, right? Maybe you can take them along with you. Moving to another country, maybe that's their life purpose, right? For growing up, maybe their souls chose that before they incarnated, right? You don't know that, but you feel that human responsibility of saying, I can't uproot my children. We can't go to a different country. They don't know the language, right? But you don't know if that's in their, maybe it's something they wanted to do for their soul to come down here, right? So it's true that you can stay where you are, and it's true that you can choose another path, and thereby splitting your timeline, right? Meaning that you're going somewhere else, and this timeline is working off in a parallel life. That's too complicated. That's just how I see it, right? So again, there's something here about this is really what you want, but you are putting up excuses. And it's been a long time coming. I feel like there's been like a lot of growth inside of you, and finally you reach that apple, right? That the roots finally reach that apple that is representing your heart, and you're ready to do this now. And you kind of waited, not necessarily your whole life, but a lot of your life, you really wanted to do this, regardless if you're aware of it or not, because here we are talking about you lying to yourself. So you might be, again, if you wanted to be an actress or an actor, right? And you're telling yourself, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not good enough, I don't have acting lessons. Oh my God. But that's just putting up excuses. You know, you need to go out, try. Maybe do some theater, maybe, like, again, if there's a job, go for it and just try it out. Maybe that's your way into this new career or anything, something like that, right? Awaiting results. Crown chakra. Yeah, daydreams and decisions. I see, you've been dreaming about this. Make a decision already. Surrender now, you guys. Detach. And crown chakra. I feel when we're dealing with the crown chakra, it's the connection to the soul and the universe at large. So there's definitely something here about, how do you say that? Soul. It's a kind of faith, you know, if that makes sense. Detach is about detaching from the outcome, I'm hearing. So that, I think some of the part of you holding yourself back is that because you are attached to a specific outcome. Let's say, again, you want to be an actor and you want to be famous, so you're attached to being famous, when in reality you just really want to act, but you believe that you can't be a successful actor if you're not famous, and so why go for it anyways, because you're never going to be famous. Detach from the famous idea, because you really want to be an actor. Do you get what I'm saying? So you think you want to be famous. I don't think that's what you want, but this is just an example, right? You think you want to be famous because that will make you a successful actor, but that's just the shadow part of you. You don't have to be successful at what you do. You just have to enjoy it. Like, how do you measure success anyways, right? That's up to you. That's up to every single person, how they measure. Oh my God, you guys, how you measure success. Okay, let's look at the love part here. Chemistry. Worth waiting for, make the effort. So, missing puzzle piece. Where are you lying to yourself in regards to love here? Oh, okay. Well, you do feel the chemistry, but again, there's so much bad excuses, and I feel I've been called to this card again. Here, the root, you are ready now, okay? It's time to collaborate. It's time to surrender. It's time to accept that this cornucopia is coming into your life. So there's a person here, I feel, yeah, so if this isn't you, if you're not seeing anybody, if you're not interested in anybody, if there's not a mutual connection with someone else here, I feel there has to be a mutual connection. It's not just you having a crush on somebody, or and I feel it's healthy, actually. So if there's any thing with red flags and stuff like that, you know, twin flame drama and stuff like that, it's not your story. This, I feel, very, very specific storyline here of a love interest where you're holding back. There's a lot of chemistry, but you're making up excuses that, I don't know, and maybe this other person, there's something they're going through in their life where you're telling yourself, but that's going on in their life, therefore we're not going to be together. Maybe they're maybe they're out of the country working in a different country for a period of time. Maybe it's a soldier sent out to war. Maybe they just had a baby with their ex-partner, even though they split up 6 months ago, and even though that was not the plan. And so now there's a baby coming into their life, and you're like, no, I'm not sure. I don't think I want to get involved with that. Or maybe they just lost their job or their business. Like, they're going through something big. And so I feel like you're making the excuses for yourself, saying, no, that's not healthy. And that's fine. I think that's fine, because it's just worth waiting for. So there's something here with this person that you have chemistry with where you don't feel like it's the time, and it's not the time. But it's a good thing, because keep in touch is what I'm hearing. Keep in touch. Make the effort to keep in touch. What does it say here? Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Yeah, and this feels like one step at a time, not jumping into something real fast. And I think that the lesson here as well is for you to, you might have experienced, like, the past relationships that you had. You might have experienced either that you lost yourself in this other person or the relationship, turning your back to yourself, right? Or that you were afraid of doing that and therefore you backed out. There's something here about that. So I feel that this is a good thing that this other person is going through stuff right now, because that means that you can be friends. And if you already overstepped that boundary of, because there's chemistry here, maybe you became physical, maybe you had, there was a false start, maybe you kind of started dating, but then shit hit the fan over here at the other person. You're like, oh, I'm not into that. I want to, like, I just got control of my own life now, just now. So I'm not into going to that. That's just fine, because there's this practice here I'm feeling about. This is the missing puzzle for the balance. That's the balance inside of you. That's this practice, this lesson of practicing with this other person. Where do you stop, and where does this other person begin, right? So all of I can't say, like, there's a lot of how do you say that? So annoying. There's a lot of things you used to do in relationships that you're forced to not do in this one because of the situation that you're in. So it's up to you. You can leave this. It's fine. Do what feels good for you. But I think there might be a reason why you landed on this reading. And if it's not the part with the with the work stuff, the career, then and this seems like your part with the romantic one, then yeah, that there's a reason, there's a lesson here, there's something to be learned. And I feel like there's a really good connection with this other person, but right now this other person might be distant, and that's the lesson for you as well, going into this slowly. Yeah, they're saying I'm going in circles now. So I've said what I've said what I came here to say. I've said what I needed to say. Sing your own song, yeah, as well. Doing it slow, this and that are true. What you feel are true and what they feel are true. How they perceive life and how you perceive life. But it's going in the right direction is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Detach again from the outcome. You need to, there needs to be a different way of approaching this relationship than you have done in previous relationships. And that's the puzzle piece here. And it's the same actually with the other part, because there's two ends here, right? So the other person that's the same lesson for them. They're approaching this differently than they have been in prior relationships as well. So you're both in uncharted waters here in trying to navigate. And I think that's important to remember, that they don't really necessarily always know what to do either. And they got this other thing going on as well. That doesn't mean that they don't like you and they don't feel the attraction. And that doesn't mean that they don't want to be doing more with you, but they're just going through something right now. And usually I don't do readings like that, where I'll focus on the other person and telling you something like how they feel about you and stuff like that. But I don't want to do that intentionally, because I don't want to get anyone stuck, stuff like that. I don't feel like those love readings are good for anybody. But this is a general reading about where you're lying to yourself, and I think that you're making up excuses for not committing somehow, some way to this other person. Not saying that you have to be in a romantic relationship with them. I think that might be too fast. If you're already there, then you don't break up. That's not what I'm saying, but there needs to be some patience here. Is what I'm hearing. I think we had a card from patience, didn't we? Is it? That's it. No, we didn't. That's acceptance. Yeah, but definitely, yeah, something with patience. Okay, so you guys, that's what I have for pile number 1. If it resonated, please give the video a thumbs up so we get out to more people who needs to hear this. And until next time, take care. Bye. Pile number 2. I don't hope this is too dark. Because the sun is about to set. So, but I'll see. Yeah, let's see where you're lying to yourself, or maybe at least where you're not being truthful to yourself. So this is the fates, but actually I'm gonna go by what's on the other side of this stone as the theme of this reading. A mask. Yes. So that goes very well with how do you say that? Lying to yourself, not being truthful. So putting on a mask on yourself, I think. I'm going to do, there's love cards here as well. I'm going to do that. First, I'm going to do the general, and then I'm going to pull the love cards for this pile. So if the general doesn't resonate, maybe the love part does. I'm going to link that in I'm going to link that in the description box below. My English today, you guys, not the best. Okay, let's see what we got. I love that. Georgia Romance. Okay, I'm gonna put that over here and see what the general reading is. Nurture. Solar plexus. Love that. Harmony. We got time to decide. Make decision based on your heart's true desire. An artist. Engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and other area of your life. And we got Dove Spirit, be peace, spider spirit, make your dreams real. Okay, so let's see what I'm laughing because the first card that came out with the door to romance, and we're like, let's go to romance part right now. Let's just wait a minute, okay? Okay, nurture and harmony, solar plexus. Where is pile number 2 lying to themselves? I'm feeling like there's a kind of feeling of being stuck. And it's a funny thing with the time to decide, because I feel like you don't have anything to decide. Like maybe some of you do. Maybe some of you do have come across like a split, a crossroad, right, where you can choose one part or the other. But I just get this really feeling of being stuck. Like, yeah, I wanted to make my dreams come true, but I'm not sure what my dreams are. Did you just come out of something like tumultuous? Are you just licking your wounds right now, or like finding your balance, or you're not really sure who you are right now? That's kind of how it feels. Be peace. I feel like your focus right now is just finding yourself, just finding that peace and finding a kind of a balance here, I'm seeing. So if we've look past the text here and just look at the imagery, she's walking with this light ahead of her, right? And she's trying to light her way out of the darkness, is what I'm feeling. That might be a way of doing that, might be to be creative. And that could be painting, that could be sewing, that could be baking, making food, also a way to create. Singing, music, anything, anything creative like that could be, or listening to music, or going to the museum if you really like art, something that brings you back to you is what I'm feeling. Grounding as well, there's a lot. I feel it's such an intense energy of you just focusing on you, and I feel like there's no lying here. I feel like you are, okay, this is interesting, you guys. I love this. So this mask here, I feel like I know this reading is about where are you lying to yourself, but I feel like you are not. I feel that you're not lying to yourself at all. I feel like you finally are letting your guard down around yourself, maybe around other people as well, practicing letting people in. But I feel so much really that you're just throwing away all the masks that you ever had on in your life. You're creating your own life, and you're not necessarily, maybe you don't necessarily know where you're going and what you really want, because you're still, I really feel like there's this newness feeling of, I'm not sure who I am, but I damn well I'm gonna find out, right? I'm just weeding out my garden, removing all the weeds, only leaving the flowers, and just I'm not into drama. I just want to do me, right? You might even take breaks from social media and or stuff like that. Wanted to get out more, and yeah, there's this moving out of stuckness energy. So I don't feel at all that you're lying to yourself. Actually, that is so interesting. And again with the fates here, like you stepped into that. You're just so on the right path right now. Really, really, that's so great, you guys. I'm really loving that. You're so doing you and being you. Wow. That's great. You're not lying to yourself. So let's take a look at the romantic part. Maybe you are lying to yourself. What do they say? What does the romantic cards have to say? Door to romance, right? True love. Retreat, yeah. Past life, relationship, and honeymoon. That's so interesting. Because I feel retreat, I feel like that's what you're doing right now. So I will say that if you're not having any romantic interest in your life at the moment, then this is you finding out that you are the true love, and that you're on your own honeymoon with yourself, just doing you and just enjoying that and figuring out who you are. Past life relationship could be you actually bringing shadow parts back into your life. This is so interesting. I love this part of what I do in therapy with my clients, bringing awareness to what you put in the shadow as a child, right? So you're becoming more aware of who you are and what you've been through and what you left behind, those parts of you, and you're integrating them again into your life. Kind of with this, there's a keyhole right on the heart here, and so you're opening up that you had your heart in a cage before, but you're opening that up, and you're doing it to yourself first and foremost, and by doing it to yourself, you can do it to other people as well. So that is you being single and you just doing you. If that's the case, this is that's the message for you. If you are in let's say there's a romantic person here, right? Because for someone who's in a relationship or interested in someone or just started dating or something like that, let's take a look at where you're lying to yourself. Okay, that's a totally different message. That's so crazy, you guys, because I really get drawn to the mask here. Because this is a reading about where you're lying to yourself. I get this, like you're lying to yourself, you're not being honest, you're telling yourself this is true love, it's a past life relationship, we're totally in our honeymoon phase and we're retreating from the world. That's what you're telling yourself, and you're totally opening the door for love. But what I feel like, because the theme of this reading is where you're lying to yourself, is that's not true. That's not true. You're telling yourself that's not whatever. Again, you only know what's true for you. This is just a guided reading. Only you know what resonates and what doesn't. And I'm not saying for you to walk away from a partner. I'm here to ruffle your feathers, right? For you to, oh, maybe there's truth here. I need to look into that, right? Because when I get this as lying to yourself, you're retreating from the world, right? You are shutting everybody else out. I'm keep hearing twin flame, and I think the twin flame community. I'm not saying twin flames aren't real, but the twin flame community can be so toxic, you guys, and so you're getting trapped in the victim mentality and blaming mentality. And if just my partner my trim always runs away, and I know it's a mirror for me running from myself. But if he or she would just fix that part, then we can be together. And I know I need to fix this, but why I'm the only one working on this? But if I'm working on this, then I'm healing both of us because we're from the same soul. Yada yada yada. There are so many things, you guys. And that's exactly why I don't do love readings. Like, I know these cards spoke to me when I was doing this reading, so I thought, okay, we're going to do a love section within each part, but I don't, how do you say that? My words today, you guys. I don't intentionally do love readings. I don't want to do those, how does he feel about you? Is he coming back? Stuff like that, because that's what keeps you stuck. I don't want to do twin flame love readings. If you know, I have a reading, I think it's called How Does He Feel About You? And when you get into that reading, you realize how I turn it around on you, and that it has nothing to do with the other person, but why you are stuck, right? Why you're stuck in why you want to know how they feel about you, because that is a you thing, right? That's something going on inside of you. So there's so many aspects to this. So I feel like the message here is and I gotta say, this is two so different messages in the same pile, because with first general message was you finding yourself. I will say it can connect in the way that you left this relationship, figuring out that you lied to yourself, and now you are embarking on this journey of finding yourself, doing you, being true to you, letting down, shedding all the layers and throwing away all the masks and really seeing who this person is, right? Because you started looking at the actions instead of the words, right? So yeah, but besides that, it's just two totally different readings in that the first part, the general part here is you finding yourself, and the other part, the love reading here, is about you're not in the relationship you think you're in, that you're this thing you're telling yourself about. This is your twin, or this is a past life relationship, and therefore it's true love. And you know, I just, with this retreat card as well, it's not a good thing when you're lying to yourself, because I get, you know, that little narcissistic vibe, you know, that cult vibe where you separate a person from the family and friends, by in the beginning love bombing and stuff like that. That might be as well why you think it's true love. They're telling you everything they want to hear, and they're doing everything you wanted them to do. And this might be new, or this might be 10 years into a relationship, well, right? You're still doing that circle because this person is holding you in their grip. So definitely, I want to recommend for you to look up intermittent reinforcement. Intermittent reinforcement is, there's studies made of this. It's what happens when you do gambling, for example. You don't know if you're gonna win, so you put in you gamble, you put some money in the slot machine, and then you pull the arm, and maybe sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. It's the same in that. In relationships, like narcissists do this as a tool, with the love bombing, and then the intermittent reinforcement, where they pull back so you don't, and maybe even attack you verbally or physically, and you don't know anymore when you're gonna get love, so you keep putting in the coins and pulling the arm, because sometimes you get a jackpot, right? So I don't know. That's just, I'm not saying that's your story. I'm just feeling with the retreat, there's something here, and the honeymoon, true love, there's love bombing. I don't know, you guys. It's not a good vibe. No. And it's so weird because because the first part, the general part, was such a great vibe. Such a great vibe. So yeah, you guys, it's food for thought. You know, I don't know. It's a general reading, of course. It's not your specific energy, so take what resonates. And it just, you know, I just want to ruffle your feathers here and make you take a look at your life in a different perspective, and see if you're in maybe the right place, right? I will say that if you resonated with the first part, you're definitely right on track and where you're supposed to be, and you're doing great. I got nothing but praise for you. Yeah, and if you're in the second part, watch out for that mask, right? You putting a mask on, or them putting a mask on, or yeah, you painting this story with rose colors, right? Stuff. Yeah, no. Yeah. So pile number two, that's what I got for you. If it resonated, please give that video a thumbs up so we get out to more people who needs to hear this. Until next time, take care. Bye. Pile number 3, you chose this crossroad. I think it's very interesting because there's a kind of a hole in the path going that way. So you might be standing at a crossroad where one path is not looking too good. But in actuality, I wanted to make the theme of the reading the other side. I want to throw you off a bit so you don't go for the signs, so you don't know what the sign is. So the theme of this reading is some manas. Oh my god, you guys, manas. So let's see, where are you lying to yourself, or at least where you're not being totally truthful. There's a love card as well. I'm going to do that at the end. So if the general reading doesn't resonate, maybe it's because you're here for the love message. Let's see. Oh, I love this. Let's do these first. Porcupine Spirit, time for beginner mind. I'm feeling something about you not feeling you're worth it. White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. Stag Spirit, take the lead. I love these cards, they're so beautiful. Patience. Patience. I haven't done a reading for ages, and I'm so falling in love with it right now. Nutrition. Wow. Where did I think that was pile number 1 as well, actually. So that resonated. We'll take a look at that. If it was attractive to you. Focus. That was also pile number 1. Something like a spyglass. So this is binoculars. So it's not quite the same, but it's looking somewhere in the distance. Very interesting, you guys. Flow. Reach out. Move. Something with the love here. Okay, so I think with the general reading being a manas, I accidentally just pushed the camera. So money to me can represent energy, and of course it can represent money, but me being a self-development, me doing a self-development channel, I usually focus on the energy, but I will look at this money part as well. I do feel like there's no cards for this, but there's a feeling of not being good enough and not being worth it. Kind of, you're not a match to, with the beginner's mind here, I feel, how do you put this in words? You feel like a child who hasn't been fed enough. Like in the old days, right? They didn't get enough nutrients, so they didn't. So when the children grew up, they weren't very tall and not very muscular because they're in deficiency, right? And the funny thing about money is it kind of correlates to how our self-worth. That's what they say in if you look at. I'm not really into that law of attraction, but I feel like when we see, for example, people winning the lottery and they just piss out all the money onto nothing because they're not comfortable, or they're not necessarily comfortable, but they don't know how to have that amount of money because that doesn't resonate with who they are, right? They're used to being poor or maybe just average, and so they just spend the money on something. They're not being wise about it. And I think that's kind of the beginner mind here, that there's some knowledge missing about money is what I'm feeling. And it's not because you're dumb or you're not wise enough or anything like that. It's just because we only know what we know. And if you grew up poor, or maybe just average, or no one ever taught you about money or how to probably invest or how to choose need over want, right? Do you want it or do you need it? So we need to, of course, pay the bills first, and then what's left, right? And do you want to make a savings? Or there's a lot of things here going on. And I feel like if this is a money issue for you, maybe it's an issue about energy. I'm gonna look into that afterwards here. But if it is a money issue for you, where you feel like you're a poor, always poor, and nothing's really working out for you, and you try stuff, you're always running out of money, right? This reach out card here, reach out to your bank. Most countries with the banks there, it's free to get them to help you make a budget to make sure that what bills are paid, and instead of you having those once in a while, every 3 months, there's a big bill to pay because it's a quarter, or every 6 months because it's paid every 6 months. Like in my insurance, for example, I pay insurance 1 time a year. I could put it out every month, but for me, it's fine once a year because I have a budget. So I just put a specific amount of money to that budget each month, and so that grows, and then once a year, for example, that's their insurance money, and they withdraw that, and then there is enough money for that. So there's something about managing your money in a way that you need to learn, if this is the case for you. With if you're like focused again, there's something like you're not seeing the bigger picture with money. You're kind of, how do you say that? Kind of careless with them, not because you want to be, but again, it's like I had a friend at one time. She only bought like very cheap things, like on like buying things from China and stuff like that, because they cost like a tenth of what they do in our own country, and that's all fine. But if you don't have any money, then that's gonna pile up too. I know it's cheap, but if you don't need it, right? It's want, it's not need, and that's what you want. So it's maybe it's $10 here and $10 there, but it piles up, right, during a month. And there might be something about like I having like 3 or 4 streaming services at one time. That doesn't make sense either. Stuff like that. There's something you need to reach out. There's someone that's gonna help you. There's someone that can help you with your view of money. And I'm not thinking about how to attract money in this case. And this, what I'm feeling here is that you just don't know enough. You don't know how to budget it, and you don't know how to be, you're too careless somehow with money. You haven't learned, and that's okay, but it's time to reach out now for someone in the bank, for example, who can help you put together a budget, and teach you what is necessary, and what can you spend in a month. Be more aware of where you're spending your money, where you're kind of maybe pissing them away, right? Is it important? Do you really need this? Stuff like that. And I see with the nutrition card here as well, there might be an emphasis on prioritizing food instead of, again, pissing your money away, using that on stuff you don't really need, even though it's cheap. So the second half of the month, you need to live on toast and pasta, right? So I feel like it's, with the beginner's mind here, it's kind of an immature energy, and that doesn't say anything about your real age, because it's just, we only know what we know, right? And you don't magically come into knowledge about how to spend money, how to make a budget and stuff like that. It takes someone to learn, to teach you. You need someone to teach you to do that. But I do feel, and for that, take the lead, right? Take the lead of your own life. No one's going to come help you do this. You need to take the lead and stand, you need to take the lead and reach out to get this resolved. And with that, it's going to be flow, and there's going to be movement, right? And it's going to be easier for you because it's just knowledge. It's just that you don't know. That's just the thing. You just don't know. That's okay. Again, you only know what you know. So reach out for someone who can help you with this. Let's see if it's regards of energy instead of money. Okay, so the message here, if it's about energy, if you don't have any problem with money, if you feel that's just fine, the message here is that you're actually not lying to yourself. What was the other side of this? Crossroad. Does that fit? I feel like here the message for energy is that you are in a very good position. You just need to be patient. I feel you already taken the lead. You're already focusing, and that might be a nutrition part that you changed in your life, that you changed that part of your life, focusing more on the right food and maybe exercise and what's good for you. And also in regards of energy for in relationships, like in friends, family, and partners, like you've been weeding out those parts that isn't working for you. That's really created a move and a flow inside of you. So I feel but here the reach out, I feel That's the funny thing, because all of these, I feel like you're already doing that. You're already taking the lead, but the reach out is a card. I feel like that's not, you're not doing that yet. You're not, there's someone you need to reach out to or something. I can't really pinpoint that. Again, it's a general reading, but I feel like there's something, a stone in the river here, something blocking your flow where you need to reach out. Maybe you already know what it is. Just a second, guys. I'm just taking this all in. Yeah, okay. So I just had to look at the love card. So for some of you, because there's a card here saying free yourself, it's time to take back control of your life. I feel like with the energy, if the money part isn't you, and you feel like the energy part is more talking to you, then you are on your way. You created this flow and this move, and also with your heart here, right? Move in energy, but there's this blockage here. Reach out. So there, free yourself from I with the reach out card, I would say it's a person. There is some kind of, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's a situationship, maybe it's a romantic partner, maybe it's a family member, someone where it's still a mismatch, and you are not, it's kind of blocking your flow. You still have that flow, but it would be more flow. It's kind of like you can't get, like your canoe is stuck by this rock, and until you move that, you can't take advantage of the flow that you got. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling here. So that it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Yeah. So I will say that if that energy part, yeah, that makes sense with this one as well, actually, because you're stuck with that. If that person, the one way is saying that, okay, I need to let this person go, and the other way is saying, with the hole in it, right, I need to stay here, because that's not gonna work. So there's someone I feel you need to release yourself from, free yourself, figuring out. That doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have this person in your life, like family members. That can be hard sometimes, but maybe you need to figure out where you can, they're not in the right place in your life, is kind of what I want to say. You need to move them somewhere else. Maybe it's a physical distance, maybe it's not talking so much, maybe it's not talking about specific subjects, because that tends to get you both riled up and stuff like that. There's something here. So I'm not necessarily saying that cut this person out. Sometimes that's a good thing, because something is so toxic we can't make it work. Other times we just need to replace them and figure out, okay, how can we do it then, right? Yeah. So pile number 3, that's what I got for you. If this resonates, please give the video a thumbs up so we get out to more people who needs to hear this. And until next time, take care. Bye. Pile number 4. You chose this. This is a treasure map, like taking the steps and finding the treasure, right? But actually, I wanted to do theme of this pile from the one on the back side. And that's a moon, so that might be something spiritual, or your feminine energy, or something mysterious as well. So let's take a look at where you're lying in your life. Like, where are you lying to yourself, or at least where you're not being fully truthful. There's a love card. I'm going to do that last. So if the general reading here doesn't resonate, maybe it's the love message you need to hear. I'm going to link that below in the description box. There's a lot of cards for this one. Let's do these first. Koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. That does look very spiritual to me as well, like with the moon. Scarab beetle. Magic works through you. Yeah. There might be some hidden gifts here, you guys. Overcome any obstacle. Rhino and hummingbird, be here now. Interesting. I love these cards. They're so beautiful. So beautiful. We got detox from the dandelion. We got meditation. Very spiritual as well. Oh my god, you guys. Oracle cards. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. So that doesn't necessarily mean oracle cards. Funny story here. This is a deck from Doreen Virtue. Doreen Virtue. It's called Life Purpose. I got this was my first deck. I got gifted from my friend for my birthday years ago, and the first card I pulled from this deck, shuffling, the first card that came out was this one, Oracle cards. And I was just blown away, you guys. And here I am sitting with my second channel. This is my English channel. I have a Danish channel as well. So yeah, that's I got, you know, just saying. So it's not necessarily oracle cards, but you have something you can. There's definitely something about spiritual gifts here that you can guide other people 100%. Joy and stability. And we got Angel of Balance and Man Holding a Coin. Where can I put this? Let's put it here. So, where are you not being totally honest with yourself? I want to actually take this over here to the romantic parts, and I want to just focus. This seems more like the general reading here. Meditation, detox. If you're going through, if you're having any like physical symptoms and you've been to the doctors, they can't find anything, especially with the intestines, or the dandelion is very detoxing for the liver as well. So there might have been some liver issues. If you, according to medical medium, he says that there's a lot of toxins sitting in the liver, creating something like eczema and acne. Anything skin related comes from the liver. Also, like oh, there's so many things I can't even. I want to make a deck actually, inspired from the medical medium. So I got that planned in the books. I'm hopefully doing that within the next couple of months, so I can use that in my readings. Because yeah, he's got so much knowledge and it's helped me so much. So there might be something, if you're feeling something physical and doctors can't find anything, it might be because it's related to something that science haven't figured out yet, or it might be energetically cleansing, or it's something energetically stuck inside of you. So so there's two ways to go here. And one is that if it's physical and you tried everything, nothing's working, take a look at medical medium and see if that resonates with you, or take a look at metaphysics. Metaphysics is when the body speaks to you. So through illness or pain and stuff like that, it's actually something going on in the, how do you say that? Physical? No, not physical. The mental body, right? I just had to pause the video, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself or jumping around here, but yeah, so I think, so this video is titled Where You're Lying to Yourself, but I think that it's more like where you're not being totally honest with yourself. And in this case, I maybe think that yeah, it's not that you're not being honest with yourself. I feel more as it's just like it's not revealed to you yet. Like you might have seen signs that, you know, that you can help people, or you have spiritual gifts and stuff like that. I am pretty sure, yeah, I do. I have a pick a card video about what your spiritual gifts are. I am probably not gonna remember to link it down below, so go check out I have my playlist, pick a card playlist. You're gonna find that on there. So go check that out if you're new to this and you don't know what your gifts are. But what I can tell you is there's this energy here of, because we have the here now and we have the joy and stability, and those are both purple, right? Purple is referred to as, for some, the third eye, and for others, the crown chakra. And that's both spiritual, right? And connected to the soul and your talents and stuff like that. And the be here now and the joy and stability, I really feel with that magic works through you. Meditation as well. I feel like you're here to bring that joy and stability. You're here to help people be in the now. You're here to, Spirit has a plan with you, right? You're here as a channel, as someone who's channeling things. And I feel with the overcome any obstacles, like with the rhinoceros has very thick skin, right? And it feels like you might have been going through a lot in your life and you're really not sure how you can help people if you feel like you're not balanced yourself, right? We have the angel of balance here. So, but that's not necessarily true, right? Because with the moon, it's still round and it's still whole, even though it doesn't shine all the time. It doesn't shine, it reflects. But, you know, I love there's this quote, I can't remember it correctly, but this quote about the moon, right? So we see it, perceive it as whole when it's a full moon, but when it's a new moon, it's still whole. It's just that it's not reflecting as much light. But it's still whole, right? So you might feel like that new moon that you're not in balance, so you can't really give anything to anybody else or help anybody else. That's not true. You still reflect light. You still shine. You're still whole, even though you don't feel balanced, and even though you feel broken. The energy here of this reading is so much calm and so much. It's such a gentle energy, you guys. So gentle, really, it is. And I feel like so down to earth and so uncomplicated, and you don't really want. I don't feel like you're shy of conflict. That's not it. But it's more like why do we have to make everything a conflict? Why is there no room to disagree or not feel the same thing or not perceive the world in the same way? Why does everything have to become something to argue about? Stuff like that. I feel like you feel like you have thin skin and that you're sensitive, but in reality you're very thick-skinned because of all that you've been through, right? But I feel like your personality is more like that joy and stability. Can't we just all get along, but without it being toxic positivity, right? It's not like you're just turning the other cheek and saying, no, everything is fine. That's not you. It's more that, you know what, I just want to go into my garden and enjoy, the animals here and the plants here. I don't want no drama. Like, for real, right? That feels like you. It's so calm energy. So I feel like the thing here is it's not that you're lying to yourself, it's not that you're not being truthful to yourself. I feel more that it's just you're not seeing that what you truly are. You're not seeing that you are this wonderful person. I feel like you're having a really hard time being in this world because you are so sensitive and because you are so gentle and because all you really want to do is just sit in the meadow, right, with animals and plants around you. You don't really want to live in that technology world with commercials and TV and everything, war and everything going up like high energy all the time. You just want to, wow, can we just ground a bit, right? Why is everything up in the sky? Why can't you say anything anymore without like 1,000 people commenting that you're wrong and wanting to pull their truth onto you? And it's just like, wow, it feels so. So if there is an opportunity for it, you should withdraw in the sense of creating that safe space for you. So it might be a house out by the beach, or a summer house maybe, or a house in the woods, or a house in the mountains. Or if you can't do that, maybe that's not possible for you financially, then try to make a room in where you live, or just a shrine, or like a small area in a room where you have like your favorite things. Maybe you have an oracle deck. Maybe that's where you ask your cards, right? Maybe that's where you keep your crystals, and maybe you light a candle sometimes and you sit in this space that you created, right? With this nice fluffy pillow, and you do meditation, and you get grounded and you get that feeling, and picturing yourself in that meadow, right? With those animals and with those plants. So kind of creating that space for yourself, because the world ain't gonna give it to you, honey, right? No, you have to create it yourself. And I will say, believe that there's more people like you. I know this can be such a lonely journey when you feel like that, because other people like you are withdrawing as well. So it's very hard to find each other, right? You might be a person who's not on social media either, because it's just too draining for you. So just remember that doesn't mean you're alone. It can feel like that sometimes. It's just that it's really hard for people like that to find each other, okay? You're not wrong and you're not doing it wrong. There are others like you. I just wanted to say that. So a way to find others is what I'm hearing is for you to step into that light and start doing your service your spiritual service is what I'm hearing. Magic is working through you. So maybe it's oracle cards, maybe it's healing, Reiki healing, or some other form of healing. Maybe you can work with crystals in a way. Maybe you can talk to animals. Maybe you can talk to dead people. There's a lot. Maybe something with past life. There's a lot of things in the spiritual world. And you have a gift in at least one of these things. So try to figure out what that is. Try to maybe watch that video with the spiritual gifts that I have made. Spiritual. I don't call it spiritual gifts, do I? Anyhow, it's in my playlist. Yeah, because that will get you in touch with other people who are like you. You will be that lighthouse sending out a beam of light for other people to find you. Yes. So let's do the love part here. Just a second. Very interesting. So these two cards want to come out well. So we're going to say, love yourself first. Man holding a coin. What was this? Treasure. Oh, with the treasure here, I feel with the basic reading that finding the treasure is finding yourself, stepping into that spiritual gifts that you have, right? The mystical part of you. Man holding a coin, and we got Six of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. So if the romantic, this might not resonate with everybody. There's been some of the groups where the the general reading is totally different from the romantic one. So you might not, it might not fit for you. But this, the story I see here is there is a connection with a person, but I feel like you already know that it's not working out because we got love yourself first. And I feel like man holding a coin, he's not holding a heart, he's holding a coin. And I feel there's something about draining energy. To me, money is representing of energy. Could be your finances as well. You're putting in money to this person and they're draining your bank account. Or you could be trapped in a relationship with someone who is supporting you financially and you don't know how to get out of it because then you are broke and you have nowhere to go. But we got the Queen of Pentacles showing me that there is financial opportunity for you because she is grounded feminine energy that is nourishing and taking care of herself and her offspring, for that matter, people she loves. And the Six of Swords is about moving away from something here. So moving towards calmer waters. Love yourself first. So there's definitely, if this resonates, if you are in a relationship or have a romantic interest with a person, it doesn't have to be a man, it's just depicted as a man here. And you don't have to be a woman, even though it's Queen of Pentacles. But if this resonates for you, you might want to, maybe you're here to, I feel like you already know this, maybe you're just here to hear that, yeah, it's not going to work out, you need to move away from this, this isn't for you. You need to go out and be that Queen of Pentacles and do your own thing and nourish yourself. I feel like that, because I just got shown this balance card, that this person is throwing you off balance. It's not doing anything good for you. That's what I'm feeling. Yes, detox as well. Could be from this person. Moving away from this person could detox something in your life. So you guys, pile number 4, that's what I got for you. If this resonated, please give the video a thumbs up so we can get out to more people who needs to hear this. Remember to go to the playlist and check out that video about spiritual gifts, right? Spiritual gifts, I can't remember what I call it. And until next time, take care. Bye.